Welcome back to the Creativity Wheel. Today's episode, 1,000 Lights. In the hall of 1,000 lights, he wandered aimlessly. Yet it wasn't a hall at all. The buildings that pressed around him on the sides of the streets felt like walls caving in, coming ever closer. He was on an open street in the city. No idea where he was going, just trying to put one foot in front of the other. He passed a statue in the center square of Alexander Hamilton. Didn't know if he should call him a hero or a villain. Didn't know much about history at all. His focus was on the future. He wished he was back at his bookshelf, reading sci-fi stories about the world humanity might create. Sure, they presented a lot of terrifying possibilities, but they also represented a deeper hope that he had. That maybe life would get better. Maybe things would turn around. Maybe he'd find a way through. His phone buzzed in his pocket. Picked it up, glad he'd noticed the call because he had it on silent. It was his best friend, Samantha. It was only recently that he had realized that she wanted to be more than just friends. She shared his optimism, although she did not share the scars of his past. She longed for him to overcome them, to see a different light, a different perspective than the trauma he had faced. It was harder than she realized to let go of. He couldn't just up and forget about those things. Yet he could share her desire to see a better world come. He didn't answer the call though. He just wandered aimlessly. City streets came and went. It was getting dark outside. He never knew what vagrant, drunk, or criminal might pass him by. Yet he hardly cared. He only wished he would find a resolution, something within himself, or something without, anything to ease the pain. Yet 1,000 sci-fi stories couldn't tell him what he really needed. He was living in the future now. He saw the technology around him. It had progressed far beyond famous authors of old could have predicted. Yet, with the watch on his wrist and the phone in his pocket, every other screen he would stare at for endless hours, he couldn't find the one thing he longed for most: validation. There was no validation in the hall of 1,000 lights. So thanks, guys. If you enjoyed that story, I hope to release a ton more, and check out my books on Amazon if you're interested in reading more stories just like that continue to push creativity and imagination, both mine and yours, as far as I can. Thanks, guys.